Hi everyone, welcome to my channel Coloring with Dee. My name is Donna, and today, as you can see, I am going to do some swatching of watercolors. And the interesting thing about this is that I know absolutely nothing do I know anything about watercolors. So this is a newbie experimenting, and what I am using are the Windsor Newton Cotman watercolors. And that's what they look like. I've already got them activated, and of course I have my dirty water and my clean water. Now my water already is dirty because I was actually testing out the white on a black sheet of paper. What I was doing was I was thinking, because these are the Komorebi paints that I was swatching the other day by Mozart, and they're the metallic ones, obviously. Anyway, I thought, well, it might be nice to just put a nice white line on top of there and write on there, you know, what these particular paints are before I just stick them in my folder. After 3 applications, that's what I got. So I don't know. I'm guessing then this means that's not opaque. Or it could be that because maybe this is just regular construction paper, it's not watercolor paper, that maybe that is a factor into why that is not being or is not opaque. So I'm not sure. I'm kind of guessing that maybe that's what it is. Let me see. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead, since I'm doing this all by hand. I am going to now finish getting set up, and then I will be back. Alrighty, I'm back, ready to go. Just trying to make a few minor adjustments, make sure you can see everything in the middle of the screen. I don't want to say unfortunately, but at least I have something to record with. And that's my phone. And my phone is an iPhone, and it's all I have to record with right now. So, yeah, we're going to deal with that. This is the best, I think, picture that I can get at this particular point. I think we're just going to have to deal with that, because I'm going to swatch the areas on this side. I need something to drink. And I should have done my, refilled my drink before I started. One thing I'm going to say, though, is talking about equipment, is I'm new to all of this. So I'm not an expert, obviously, but I can say that I'm using a lot of old brushes that we had gotten for projects, either for the kids or for 4-H or whatever we did. And so I've ended up with all these different brushes, and I've noticed something that I'd heard other people on other channels, other watercolorists, talk about their brushes and wood brushes, and I'm thinking that I've done pretty well by, getting my brush to lay at a slight angle while it's drying. I'm thinking that I'm doing some good for it, but unfortunately, no matter what it is, I don't know if you can see that, but it's wiggling, and that's because I want to say that this is a ferrule, but I don't know. I just know it's the part that holds the brushes. I know that's a heel, and I know that's a crimp, and I don't know whether I should just try and squeeze this on here a little harder. I know it's a cheap brush, I know, but I don't have a lot of money, so I need to make do with what I have. So it doesn't just come off to where I can hot glue it back together. So for now, I guess either I try to crimp it, or at this particular point, I'm just going to deal with it, and we're going to swatch paints today. Anyway, so like I said, it's a Windsor Newton Cotman watercolors. And we're going to go ahead and get started here with the alizarin crimson hue, And I didn't dot my I on that. Not good. My granddaughter Haley years ago said, "Oma, you did not put the dot over your I." And I was like, "Yep, you're right. I didn't." Oh, why is this not working now? I guess it went on strike. I used it too much, maybe. I have very inconsistent penmanship. Anyway, off to the task at hand. Okay, get myself. Okay, wet my brush here. Dab a little. Get a little paint on here. And I wish I could show it to you, but I can show it to you this way. I have red, alizarin crimson hue. Now this looks nice. I don't know if it's because I activated it probably 10 minutes ago. So I don't know if this is a really rich color because A, it's what it's supposed to be, or B, because I let it sit too long. I don't know. I don't know if that is good or bad. Doing my second rinse on my brush. Alrighty. And this one is not as well activated as the others, or as the red. So I've got to go over it a few times. I'm kind of surprised that it's doing that. Now I need a test piece of paper, and did I bring one? No. Well, there's paint in it, so let's go from there. Let's go with it. It just, in looking at the brush, you can't really tell that there's anything in it, but when I blotted it, there's paint. Okay, so this is the burnt sienna, and this one is a much more, let me do this a little more. I'm just going to hide the numbers for each of the colors on the side so that you get a better view of this. I think that that's a better thing to do. And you can still pretty much, ooh, hey, I did pretty good. Got a little line there. So you could see that. Hopefully you can see it. Well, I'll show it later on. Anyway, it was a hot day today. I hope where you were it wasn't as hot as it was here. Since we normally get hotter weather out here. I'm gonna say I've got paint on it. This is yellow ochre. See, now that one came out nicer than the burnt sienna. I don't know why. Anyway, I was talking about the weather. Yes, it does get hot out here, and I've got plenty of paint just with one stroke, so this is going to be really nice. That's one thing I don't know if it's a control issue on my side as to how much I'm picking up, because there's all that left over. And I can't just put that back in the pan either. So yeah, it was warm today, so much so that after I got done with my appointments, I came home and put on a muumuu got to doing other stuff around the house, and that was it. Then later on, when it cooled off, I felt more like I could do stuff. And so, and I have to say that this green has the same problem that the burnt sienna did, as far as not really getting a lot on the brush. I mean, you can see the pigment or the color that's there, but it's not like the yellow was or the red was. Maybe that's good, maybe that's bad. Of course, this is sap green. And it again doesn't have a lot of coverage, but I'm sure, well, you know, if I remember correctly, watercolors are supposed to be transparent. Well, not transparent, that's not the right one. Not opaque. Transparent is no. I can't think of the word I'm looking for. But that's okay. But they're supposed to be see-through. We'll work with that one, okay? Let's see, the next thing is Viridian Hue. And for me, Viridian doesn't mean anything. I don't have a picture in my head for what it means or for what it is. Okay, I've got a decent amount of paint. Wow, that's a green. So maybe I am getting too much pigment on the thing, on the brush, since these are pretty much supposed to be transparent. Now, the other thing, the reason too why I'm doing this, of course, is the fact that I'm new. I don't know the first thing really about watercolors. I'm just watching stuff on YouTube and trying to figure it all out, because I really like the idea of painting. Okay, so the next one I'm supposed to get to is turquoise, and turquoise looks like it's dry already. So I don't know also why I went through and gave each pan one brush of water, and then I went back 3 minutes later and gave each one another drop. And now I'm looking at them and they are not really wet. You know, you have, I don't know, I have a tripod, so I can't exactly see what I'm looking at through the view because it's over that way. And so I'm leaning to my side. So, I mean, you can see that this has wet, but you can't really tell that any of these are really wet. They don't have that same little bubble in them. So, again, I don't know what exactly I'm doing, but I would like to know more. And if you do watercolor or you know something about it, I would love to hear from you and have you let me know what your opinion is. The other thing too about this Cotman set is that they don't always just sit nice in the pan, in the thing. They wiggle all over the place. As a matter of fact, when I've closed these and one time they turned over and I wasn't aware of it, they in turn stick in the lid. So when I open it up, I've got pans upside down stuck here, waiting for me to pull them out. So there, it's loose in the holder. Again, I don't know if that's normal. I don't know if I should be super gluing it in there, but then if I run out of a color, I can't just turn around. This is turquoise, by the way, and I can't turn around and oh, now that's pretty. Now that's a nice blue. That's a nice blue. I can't refill it if I turn around and glue it in. So then my question is, what do I do to hold it in there so that they don't fall out? So that's kind of a pickle. Just a wee bit of a pickle. I mean, it's not completely, like the end of the earth kind of thing. Now this is ultramarine, and it doesn't really have a whole, you can't see that, can you? Oh, maybe you can. There's not a whole heck of a lot on the brush, but, ooh, another pretty color. And I am using water paper. I am using, oh brother, what did I do with the paper? Oh, here we go. The paper I am using is, actually it is Strathmore mixed media, oh of course, Strathmore mixed media, and you can't really see it on there. Oh, that's pretty decent. I'm limited in space, so yeah, so that's what I'm using for the paper. I do have actual watercolor paper, but it is in the other room, and I figured since this is mixed media that it wouldn't be bad to use. So let's go ahead and go to the next one. The next one is called dioxazine. Is that it for the name? I have the labels in another book. So I have them in another, and of course I can't really show you. There we go. I have them in another book. And dioxazine. Oh, it's supposed to say purple. Okay. How could I forget that? My favorite color. I will fix that when I'm done swatching. Let's stick with one task at hand at a time. Okay, got some paint on the brush. Yeah, I think I've over activated it, but this shows me the true hue of is that the right word? Hue? Yeah, I think hue is the right word. It shows me the true color of what fully activated is. I hope that's the right word. I don't know. I just know it looks nice and vibrant. I like that colors. The colors all are really nice. Even with this one that didn't really have a lot of coverage, and this one, and I don't know, maybe that's the color that's supposed to be, because I don't know. I'm sorry, sounding goofy here. I feel kind of goofy because I don't know what I'm doing, but that's okay. I do know one thing I'm doing. I'm learning. Now, Payne's Gray. Okay, Payne's Gray. Again, it was another one that I had activated, and yet it didn't. It was already dried out, and I activated it 2 or 3 times, or put water in it 2 or 3 times. Blotting it a second time, it looked like there was blue still on the thing. Okay, so let's go get the lamp black. Oh, got a big old clump of it there too. That looks like a nice black. So, yeah, that's a nice black. Granted, of course, everything. Oh boy, look at the Payne's gray sure lightened up. That's one thing I've noticed, and I think I heard somebody say somewhere that they always look dark, and then they lighten up. So then my question is, how do I know what color I'm going to get if I'm lightening it up, or, with water, cutting it with water, and then turning around and mixing it with another color? How do I know what color I'm going to get if when it dries it turns light? I don't know, is that a... And I'm going to go ahead and do the white. I know it's on relatively white paper. But it's good to do it anyway. Then I can say I swatched it. So, I don't know what to say about these. Of course, they're still wet. It's late at night, and I do not have access to my heat gun, and technically I can't really run it anyway because my husband's asleep in the other room. So, what do I do now? Not much. I just have to let it dry. So that's good. I have to remember, I guess I leave these open to the air. I don't know. I don't think I need to draw the water off of it because that has paint in it and that can be used and reactivated. So I think I can leave that alone. Oh, I didn't know it did that. Now it sits up a lot better than at an angle. Huh. Alrighty. Well, I don't know if they'll... I don't think this is going to be very effective. But I have a nice swatch. It'll sit in a... I'll put it in a binder that I have where I'm putting all of my paints together so that I can see what they are. And anyway, what should I tell you about the paints? Well, as I've said, probably to where you're probably nauseated from hearing me say it, I'm new. I don't really know much about the watercolors. I can tell you that these are nice, vibrant colors. I'm not sure about the fact that some seem to activate better than others. I'm guessing that maybe that is the same as with, I lost my train of thought. Like with maybe some pencils, they seem a little more, I keep going, sorry, buttery feeling, or like within your set, some of them feel really soft, others feel really hard or scratchy. So I don't know if that's what is involved in this issue where they're not completely, I know like this is really heavy and globbed on. This one didn't really come on the brush too much like I had like with the green and the burnt sienna. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure what my actual opinion is of these. I'm interested in learning to use them and put them to paper somewhere. I'm not really sure what, since I don't know whether, I guess maybe it would be better for me to try it on line art and see how that how it comes out, to see, you know, what it'll do. But most of the books I'll have to print out a page onto the, what do they call that? I have a different kind of paper that I can put through my printer, and it's not this heavier stuff. And I don't have a straight feed printer. I have a feed. It feeds and curves it around, so it may get stuck inside my printer, and right now I can't afford an issue with that. Let's see. What I can tell you is the paints come in a nice box. Of course, you know I can't turn it over to show you anything else, but the inside here has like a little mixing tray here. And as you can tell, I've used it and didn't clean it. I'll have to clean that. But it did come with a water brush. Well, it was supposed to come with a water brush, but what was in there was broken. And so when I had got the idea to do watercoloring, and this was some time ago, I was, sorry, I lost my train of thought again. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, I went there, it wasn't there. I went up to the front and said, hey, can I get a discount for this because the water brush is broken? They said, sure, no problem. Plus, it was also 40% off. So that was, you know, an ideal time to purchase. So not only did I get 40% off, I got an additional 15% off because the brush was missing. So anyway, I will say that that is why I used this regular brush. And of course, this probably is not even the right brush to use because I know it's a square, but I don't know. Maybe for swatching it's okay, I'm sure. But I don't know, maybe I was supposed to use a different brush swatching. The other thing too is these are real tiny, and like the Mozart paints that I did, they are they have much bigger pan. I mean, a really huge pan. So I don't know if that is, if these are like extra small or what. I'm not sure, because I guess that's something I'll just eventually learn, I'm guessing. What else could I tell you about these? At the moment, my mind is going blank. I am not sure. How are we doing on colors? Well, it's doing pretty good. They're drying relatively well. So, I think that's it. I can't think of anything else to add. Well, for the most part, I think that's it. Let me get the word purple in here. Now it's going to look silly because it's too far out. Okay, that doesn't look too bad. It's a little darker than the rest of the letters and a little more squished together, but I guess that will be okay considering I have lemon yellow hue, you know, so huge. Anyway, I guess I'm kind of rambling here. I did that again. So I'm going to go ahead and end it here. This is what the full, I'm going to go ahead and pick the tripod up so you can get a full view of the board. So there's that and the colors. I want to thank you very much for stopping by, and stopping by like you're physically here. Well, it still is. It's my channel, so I guess in a way it is. So anyway, thank you very much for stopping by watching my videos. And if you like this and you'd like to see more, please click the like button. If you don't like it, please click the dislike button. That's fine too. Please leave me a message with what it is you like or didn't like about the video. And I have totally pulled everything out of frame because I wasn't paying attention. And so I would also, like I said, invite you to make a comment. Also, if you have not done so already, it would be great if you would consider clicking the subscribe button and become a member of my channel. And then also click the bell button so that you get notified that I have a new video being uploaded, and I have other videos that I'm going to be posting here pretty soon for another project that I've done. So anyway, I'm babbling on here. Anyway, so again, like, subscribe, share my videos with anyone you feel would benefit or would like to see this. And thank you very much for, again, coming to watch my video. And you have a wonderful rest of your day. And may you have colorful dreams. Bye-bye.